All right. First of all, congratulations to Memphis on the win. Obviously, not happy with the results, the way that it ended, but I do have to say I'm really proud of our players. I mean, I really felt like we played our best game for 3.5 quarters. For all the adversity that we've already had early in the year. These last 2 weeks, it was kind of a gut check for everybody in our locker room to figure out how we're going to finish these last 4 games. And I couldn't have been more proud of how our guys played the first 3.5 quarters. Obviously, we're a little bit thin at a couple positions, and our depth, lack of depth kind of caught up with us there at the end. But our guys laid it on the line. I think scored 27 points in the first half, which is the best we've done this year. Spencer Schrader had 4 field goals over 40 yards. That could have been the difference right there. A lot of positives. But at the end of the day, we just got out-executed in the fourth quarter. They had a lot to do with that. I mean, their quarterback, fifth-year senior, we knew it going in, very talented young man, and I think we just got tired at the end, couldn't get to him and gave him too much time. And you do that to a good quarterback like that, it's going to be difficult. So, hey, it's a time of adversity. I wanted this win for our players so bad because of the uncommon way that they've responded to, the start to our season. That's a team in the locker room that's hurting because they laid it all out on the line. And, we're going to build off the positives that we saw today, and we'll learn from the issues there at the end. And hopefully we'll find ourselves in a similar situation and be able to finish it here in one of these last games. But, we're going to move forward and, build off the positives that we saw today and get ready for next week. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions.
All right, if you have a question, please use the raise your hand feature, and when you're called on, unmute your mic. Will Turner.
Coach, early in the game, Memphis was 0 for 4 on third down. They were behind the sticks on third down. Just how important was it for you guys to have them kind of behind schedule on first and second in the early part of that?
Yeah, I think our defense really did a good job of playing the run well, really pretty much all day. So that was a positive. And then, at times, I think they got off to a slow start throwing the ball. They might have been 3 of their first 10. I think we kind of had them off balance a little bit, and were able to get a little bit of pressure on the quarterback and make him maybe get rid of it a little bit early. But they kind of settled in and found some opportunities there over the middle towards the end. But, I felt like early on we had them playing behind the chains and doing some things that we really wanted to do going into the game.
Any other questions for Coach? Chris Torello.
I think I'm unmuted there. Coach, you can hear me. Coach, you look at those final couple of drives there at the end. I mean, the defense has been such a strength for you this year, and they've certainly played well. Just what did maybe – I know you talk about Brady White and what the Memphis offense did, but I mean, was there anything you would like to go back and maybe see as you go evaluate the film, maybe something that maybe was it tackling? What was it maybe that didn't work in the final 5 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll be able to go back and watch the tape. And, it's really – we were playing zone, I felt like, with their speed. And, we had 3 corners going into the game. We've had 4 corners the last 2 weeks, and one guy was not cleared to play. So we really had 3 guys that had to play the whole game. And they're playing a lot of special teams and those kind of things. So, unfortunately, we just kind of got tired a little bit there at corner. And then, at safety, we just kind of got out of position. I think we were rushing 3, dropping 8, trying to keep everything in front of us. And, their quarterback did a good job of finding those windows and delivering the ball at the only place that it could be to be completed. So, part of it, you got to give them credit. And the other part, we got to go back and find out why we were out of position. And, need to find a way to be able to make those plays when we find ourselves in that same situation here coming up at the end of the year.
Will Turner.
Coach, you mentioned that, late in the game you rushed 3, dropped back 8. Is Why did you guys decide to take some of the pressure off late in the game when you guys knew it had been working earlier in the game?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is I felt like we were tired at corner. Those guys have played a lot of snaps. I didn't want to get in a lot of man coverage looks and let them have a chance to run by us like they had earlier in the game. They missed a couple that were wide open. They ran by us. Obviously, one of them a big touchdown. And, I just wanted to make them have to, make all the plays. And, they hadn't consistently made all those throws in the first 3.5 quarters. So, up 2 scores, I just was not going to give them a cheap touchdown on just a one-on-one, fast guy running by one of our corners that was worn out. I really was going to make them have to drive all the way down. And, hey, credit that quarterback. And there's a reason he's had the success that he's had. And they executed and we didn't, bottom line.
Mari Fiello.
Thanks, Brian. Hey, Coach, you alluded to it earlier, but how much of an impact did Spencer's performance today just contribute to the overall positives that you are taking out of this loss?
Yeah, it definitely it gave us a shot. I mean, it put us in a position to be able to win the game, and it really was not anything that Jared did wrong. Really, what our plan going into this week was, any kick over 45 yards or longer, we were going to use Spencer because he's done a good job kicking long field goals. And so the first 2 kicks happened to be, I believe, 49 and 47. He made both of those, then maybe 46. And then because he's kicking well, I wanted to go ahead and keep him in there for the 41-yarder. But he's a very talented young man who's kicked extremely well in practice. It's just been a process for him to carry it over to the game field when it really matters. And I felt like that was definitely one of the positives that we can build off of today, because he was 4 for 4, over 40. That's pretty special, and hopefully that's something that'll help us here in these last few games.
Chris Torello.
All right. Coach, you mentioned building off the positives. You mentioned building with what Spencer did, but just, at this point, do you feel like you worry about maybe the moral victories? The team wants to start seeing some real victories, and you mentioned the emotion in the locker room. Are you worried at all about maybe guys not kind of continuing with the message as you move into November? Are there any issue with moral victories?
No, I mean, there are no moral victories. I mean, our guys, we got in there and talked about it. We played to win the game. I mean, that's the goal, is to win the game. Our guys understand that. But I feel like our team is closer right now than it's been at any point. And I really felt like these last 2 weeks was a big time for us. I would say you could probably look around the country. I don't know how many 1-5 teams would come out and play the way that we played today for the first 3.5 quarters. That's why I hurt for our guys. And I want to be able to help them to be able to get over that hump, because they're doing a lot of the things that we're asking them to do. But they understand there's no moral victories. We're playing to win the game. But at the same time, we've made so much progress from where we were early in the year. You're not just going to throw everything away. We're going to learn. We're on a journey. We're on a climb. For whatever reason, we've been in a valley for the large majority of this year. And, our goal is to kind of dig ourselves out of this valley that we're in here these last few games.
Leo Haggerty.
Coach, to pick up on that question, do you feel a little bit snake bitten right now? Just that, can I get a break, please?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. I really, I thought we were going to intercept that ball there. Maybe that one of those last drives with Greer, the tip ball. That was a big play that I thought that's how we were going to end the game right there. And, just a couple inches short. There's also another play where we threw the ball to Weaver in the end zone. It was about maybe 1.5 feet too long. He laid out there and, close to getting points on that drive. So, there is a little bit of that. Obviously, we can't worry about that because we don't control that. So, we got to continue to stay focused on our execution. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't say, I've been a part of teams that you get a lot of breaks going your way too, and for whatever reason we we just kind of come up short a little bit. But I don't understand it. I don't like this adversity that we're in. But really, the only way to respond to it is to learn from it and understand that hey, we're going to be better from it when we come out of it. And the biggest thing I look for as a head coach is, are we getting better or are we getting worse? And even though we didn't finish the right way there those last couple of drives, I feel like we're a team that is getting better. And that's something that we can build off of and that we can work from. And I'm very confident that there is much better days ahead for the Bulls.
Hannah Halili.
Hi, Coach. I want to ask a question because I noticed something a little bit different in this game than past games. And we saw Noah Johnson in this game the whole way through instead of, switching in some other quarterbacks. And, what was the mindset behind that? What was the reason for him to stay in the game? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, the idea is we're trying to get some consistency at that position. And, really the same way we went into last week with Jordan, hoping to kind of give him the whole game. And we just didn't get a lot going early on. And, finally, and this game started off slow for us offensively. But I didn't really think that it was on Noah. I thought, we just kind of feeling our way through it and weren't great up front early on. But then Noah started making some nice throws for us and continued to move the ball. And when he did that, our goal is definitely to try to have some consistency. And I think overall, you look at his numbers and all that, I think he played well and he gave us an opportunity to win the game. I think a huge thing for this game is no turnover. I think I can look back at the last couple of games and the fumbles and just the amount of times we turned the ball over really hurt us. So, we talked about going in this game about protecting the football, right, and limiting the penalties. Another thing that I was proud of with our guys, just some things that I saw against Tulsa that I didn't like, just some of the trash talking and extracurricular activities. I really challenged our guys to get that corrected. And I saw us today. I felt like, be the more disciplined teams in a couple of situations, so we can build off of that. But hey, one of the number one jobs for the quarterback is to protect the football, and he did a really good job of that today. And that's something we'll be able to build off of going forward.
Will Turner.
No Johnny Ford today, but you did rely quite a bit on, especially in the third quarter, on Brian Battie and Leo Parker. I know you were talking about Brian earlier in the week. Just how much, how did you want to play off of those two guys and rotating them in and out?
Yeah, Brian is a freshman that we think is really talented. And, there's just been a lot of guys kind of in line ahead of him so far this year. And, with Johnny out, with Darren Felix out, and then also Jacquez Evans, another young man we moved to running back. We had three of our running backs out. So, really, we knew this was going to be a good opportunity for Battie and for Leo Parker, behind Kelly. And I think Battie had maybe close to 70 yards, over 70 yards. So, again, there's some positives, seeing some of those young guys go out there and make plays. And I think that's something to build off of moving forward.
Leo Haggerty.
Coach, a loss is a loss, but this one, you can sit there and review almost every play. How hard is this going to be to come back from?
Well, I don't know how hard it is to come back from because we've had to come back so much. Unfortunately, we've been in this situation and our guys have continued to come back. So I'm not worried about the guys coming back. I know these guys are going to show up Monday and go back to work and get ready for Houston. I'm very confident in that. But does it hurt? Yes, it hurts. When you lay everything on the line and you play well for 3.5 quarters, our guys played their guts out. I've coached for a long time, and I was really, really proud of the way, especially for as thin as we are right now at this time of the season. There was a lot of guys, especially on defense, that had to play a lot of plays on special teams. I think we found out 3 of our second-team guys on defense. We found out yesterday that they weren't going to be able to come with us. And so that goes down to your special teams. That just makes everybody have to play more plays. So, our guys fought their guts out. At the end of the day, we just didn't execute in the fourth quarter when it really came down to it. That's disappointing. We got to go back and get that corrected as coaches and players, and we will. But I don't worry about our guys, how they're going to come back from this, because there is no other choice. We talked about that. This group's not going to quit. If they were going to quit, you wouldn't have seen what you saw today by this team. I'm very confident in that.
Will Turner.
Spencer, obviously last year, I don't want to bring up a bad memory on a bad day, but, the Cincinnati game obviously was kind of a spot where a lot of people were like, why is this kid still in the game? But you go and you stick with it and you have a career day like today. Just how was it for you to see that come full circle?
I have a lot of faith, and I've always believed that my career will go in the right direction as long as I keep believing and do my best every day. And so I think the trials that I went through last season played a part in my development as a football player and as a person. And they allowed me to go out on the field today and not have as much fear because something had already happened to me that was uncomfortable and I didn't like going through. So in a way, it actually helped me perform this season just because it gave me the confidence to just go out there and do my thing and not really worry what the results are going to be.
Okay, Dan, we're ready. How you doing?
Chris Torello.
Just Coach had talked about wanting to make sure that the quarterback who plays gets time to build consistency and get out there and show what they can do. So just being able to get out there today and get that ball moving and really put up the points you guys did, it has to grow a lot of confidence moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. But there's no such thing as a moral victory. So we got to get back in the film room and get better as an offense because we did not get the job done today. We didn't. There was some stuff that we didn't take advantage of, and we just got to be better as a whole.
Will Turner.
No, it took you about 3-4 drives to get going offensively. Just what did you have to adjust to kind of exploit Memphis' secondary?
Well, we saw some things on film that in those first 3 drives that they didn't show. So kind of goes for a loop a little bit. But, that's why you make in-game adjustments. And we made some really good in-game adjustments with Coach Weiss and, got the ball rolling. And, the guys saw it that we can move the ball really well. And that's what we did, but still fell short. And we got to get back and get better.
Leo Haggerty.
We know it's a loss, but talk about the good things that you did today to take to the next game.
I feel like we moved the ball really well. I know there's been a big emphasis on, the passing game. I feel like that was there. O-line played phenomenal today. Regardless of some of those sacks were on me. And I just feel like as an offense, we did some really good things and some things that we got to clean up. But, in the future, I feel like the next week we'll definitely clean those things up and be better.
Will Turner.
Coming into this matchup, Memphis was last in the FBS among teams with at least 2 games in terms of passing defense. Their secondary just couldn't stop the pass. You only threw for a net 217 today, but was this a matchup coming in where you just were kind of looking to just revitalize the passing game coming into this?
Yeah, we knew statistically where they were at. They came off a tough loss, so regardless of the statistics and stuff, we knew that they were going to play really hard. Obviously, like I said, the passing game was a point of emphasis, so we definitely got the ball rolling there. We had some really good stuff there, so I'm excited for the receivers and the next few weeks to keep that going. But collectively, we got to take advantage of more opportunities that we have.
Will Turner.
And on that last throw, did you think that Kelly was short, trying to get out of bounds there?
From from the looks of it, I knew he had it. You know, I wish they would review it again, but I thought he had it, man. I mean, that's just it's another thing, man. 2 drives before that drive, we shouldn't be in that position, honestly. We should have walked out of there with the win. That's definitely not doesn't sit well right now. So.
Any other questions?